And you're welcome to another episode of the OLI podcast. Ugo Tiara, myself, Juju Brown. It is a wonderful day. Thank you for joining us. Let's get straight into it. It's Ezra, it's Akputu Duaga, Senator Akputu, and Tiara is just going to rip everything and everybody to shreds. Peace. Um, my madam.
Okay, did you hear that?
I did hear that. Come
Oh,
again.
wow.
Okay, let me allow you to hear it. Let me stay one side.
But
That's it.
you can hear me clearly, right?
Yeah, I can hear you clearly. What did he
Okay.
say?
So, unfortunately, we're not recording that.
Eh?
Hmm. So, you were talking about. So, one
Are you
of
I've
recording
removed
this
my
now?
headphones, so if you want to any expletives, you can do it now. Go.
No, see, this thing's happening. I think I'm
Okay,
one of the one of the few people I know that
you're really chill about
understand
everything.
that being a human being is hard.
that's your superpower. But anyway, go ahead.
But really, I don't think I've met anybody as chill and as understanding as you. It's
Please, they don't
sometimes
say
it's
this in public.
scary.
I'm not an understanding girlfriend. Oh, Jesus
It's
Christ.
scary.
I
Sometimes it's really
reject being an
scary.
understanding girlfriend.
Wow, it's really scary. As you would just it's things that you would think people would blow up for. You would just okay, you
Oh man, this
rationalize
life
it
is hard.
It's
calmly.
the Natty dreads. It's the Rastafarians who say,
Yeah.
their speech, their
Yeah,
Celeste.
man.
Exactly.
Yeah, man.
Man. So the wiki issue with
The soldier boy.
the soldier boy. And now he's come under fire from the generals. Anyway, military will
What did they
always,
expect?
of course, military will always close ranks with themselves. Nigeria is so,
Are you recording this?
yes, it is now.
Once bitten, you know how it goes. Yeah.
It's so unfortunate. He came on TV after that and blatantly lied that he did not insult the officer.
Who said that?
Wike
The
came out and
military
said he
was
didn't
there.
insult the.
No, but okay, let me go back and say, let's go back to what I was saying because it
Mhm.
wasn't caught. I was mentioning how like a normal human being would have thought through that process. And I want to assume that I'm a normal person and I belong in like the middle pole. If you send police people that by all standards, according to the expectation, should be more agile, more fierce,
Mhm.
more physically strong
Then who?
Mhm.
than you,
Okay.
a politician that sits in the office and live a sedentary life and drinks 40-year-old whiskey. You send those people to go and do something.
Allegedly.
This is the one that said it. You see, the problem is not even that someone said that he drinks. He said that this election is not bothering him because he has 40-year-old whiskey that he's drinking with his friend in celebration.
The problem is you're dealing with somebody who will deny what he said.
Oh
Like
no.
in
Obviously,
this
yeah, and I
case,
yeah,
in
sure.
this case, we also you big fool, you fool. And then the very next day, he said, no, he never said, he never called the man a fool. So
Mhm.
just putting that out there.
Oh
So
no. Obviously, he's a good. He's. And I don't. I like. I'm chilled. So I think Boya we should assess him mentally. It's possible that the person that said he's a big fool was a different personality, and maybe he has multiple personalities, and he doesn't even know. No. Truly, because like mental health is something that we don't take seriously in Nigeria. It is possible that he has multiple personalities, or that we don't know.
yeah.
And it's also possible
Yes.
that like it was filled with adrenaline. I know usually when adrenaline hits your head like this, you sometimes lose memory of the things you are capable of doing.
Yes.
A part of your brain opens up to the things that you do that you don't even know you can do. Yeah, suddenly you have new abilities. So some of
Mm.
those things are possible, right? And I'm not defending him. I'm just saying that we need to take a closer look at his mental state. And it will be better for the country if we start taking a closer look at people's mental state. Maybe we will not be where we are. Just putting that
My
out there.
yeah, my own is that he will he's putting the Alaji Tinubu government in a very bad light.
It can
So
be a
yeah,
better light.
so the government's already in the naughty corner, And
Naughty?
there, in quote, and there you have this minister who is going around being, for want of a better word, very troublesome, very uncouth, very calling people big fool and things like that. And the reason why he came out that way to approach now to approach the you people could not secure this land, it was because he believed that, oh, this is Nigeria now. Once the big man shows up, every lesser being must bow. And that's why he came out as the big man with his goons, with the and when he saw that this military the guy, he lost, it was like, what did happen for here? So but he also
Confused.
highlights, yeah, he also highlights the lack of law in Nigeria. Nobody, you pick and choose which law you're going to obey. And
There's no law.
if you somehow have the means to use strength, brute force, or you have men around to do
Hey,
what
man.
you can skirt some laws. It's like when NEPA comes to cut people's lights and you put the what do you
The
call it,
ladder.
the ladder there, and the men will now gather down. They say, when you finish, Shebi, you come down. Say you are cut lights. When you come down, and then the NEPA man will think better of it because there's no law.
Nah.
You might actually lose your life there, and you just say, I'm not cutting nothing. I want to adjust something, and you come down, grab your ladder, and scram. Now, in civilized places, that's not going to happen. But here we are. This
Nobody will
is
even come to your
land of
house
the
in a
the
civilized
land of
place.
the law, the land of the lawless.
I don't
Yeah.
understand. I still am stuck on how he thought about it because some years ago, some 5 years ago, one governor of Lagos State said that the military is not controlled by the state, it's controlled by the federal government, and that's why when the military opened fire on the citizens, it wasn't
Hmm.
his fault, it was the federal
Hmm.
government's fault. So I'm wondering at what point, because I agree, big man behavior, but like when you understand and you see the presidents of your country, I don't see how Wiki could think he was a bigger man than the person that put soldiers on a land. I can't for the life of me, I can't phantom it.
So
Well,
the soldier, the owner of the land, was an ex-naval big man.
Mm-hmm.
So he's not in active service. But in Nigeria, once you reach a certain
Exactly.
level, you have some orderlies for life.
Mm-hmm.
So we came as ex so and so. He's not even a current soldier man. I'm going there. And besides, I'm the president's guy. I run stuff here. So I will be able to, once they see me with all these, because he came with a number of policemen in with guns and all that, they will bow. And that guy he said, nah man, that's not today, Jose. And he said,
How
what?
dare you?
Exactly.
Do you know who I
And the
am?
guy, exactly. Do you know who I am? And the guy said, yeah, but the person that said I should stay here I said, I'll obey that person first because that's
I
what kind
got
of cloth
another.
I'm cut from.
Exactly.
Exactly. Except that person says, fall back.
Back down.
Or
Exactly.
except that person's Oga says, I tell you as your Oga to tell that guy to fall back. And that
Exactly.
person doesn't take orders from you. And we kind of did not understand, get that memo. So yeah.
well, like you did say, it just shows there is no trust in the rule of law that we have because, as you mentioned, in a sane place, it's just a letter you will get, and if you want
I
to,
don't like that people draw comparison from the same place to Nigeria. It's just unfair to the same places and then the
No, no,
places
no,
that are
no.
trying
But
to be
what
same.
we're saying is that
Why?
there is no respect for the rule of law because
What do you mean there's no respect?
there's
There's no
because
rule of law. Why you respect for what does not exist? Yeah,
no,
rule
there,
of
Okay.
there is a rule of law. It is not
where does it exist?
respected, but that's the
Where?
reason it is not. But we have laws. There's a
We do?
constitution.
I'm shocked. We do. We do. Do you understand the meaning of a constitution? Like we have the
If
name,
you
we named something, we have a document that we name constitution.
well,
Like it's
you will
like
know there is a law
there's no
when
law.
as when you will know that there is when as somebody without any sort of backing, you run foul of it. Then you will
That's the
know.
thing. That's the only law. You don't have backing. The only law is to have backing. Every other thing is assumption. Because you see, even if
Mm,
you run foul of the law and you have no backing,
mm,
right? The punishment that you get is not according to the law. So there is no law. It's like when you
mm,
name your child constitution and think that that's not constitution. We have a document that we created in our country, and we have named it as a noun
mm,
constitution, and we have named it
mm,
as a noun law. But that is not constitution and laws are mostly doing words. They're not just nouns. They are things
mm,
that are
Yes,
mm,
adjectives and verbs.
they're
Nigeria
verbs.
doesn't use constitution as a verb or an adjective. They use it as a noun. That
That's
oh, for
because
you
of
to
the
be a
people.
country, you have to have a thing called
mm.
constitution. Do
That's
you
because of
understand
the
what it is?
people. That's because of the
No.
Sure.
people of the helm of affairs now. It has not
Even you
always
and
been.
I,
No.
no, I don't agree. Even you and I cannot say, okay, we call on the constitution, we the people. That's how you and I that are not at the helm of Africa. I don't call
So
on it.
it's when you say it has not, it has been, but it's been getting progressively worse. Because there's this book I was reading by this guy, Professor Chidi Odinkalo, The Selectorate. When you read how law in Nigeria has been steadily
We don't
going
have
to
a
the
law
dogs,
anymore.
you realize that there's big trouble in Nigeria, like absolute wahala. But the palaver, like somebody said the other day, is tremendous, and I don't know how we're going to get around it.
Because the
I
people that
I
you're
really
saying
don't
are
know.
not obeying this law are lawyers. Oh. Like, you can't know the law more than lawyer. Do
Yes.
you understand the law? It's like me asking Gona and now come and be arguing with him about medicine or about the human anatomy.
You
I
can
don't
actually.
know.
I know to get sense like that, but there you
No,
go.
but like I can't know. Like it's very ridiculous because the person that you're saying is flouting the law does not. He's a lawyer. Like he's not just a lawyer. He's what did he?
He
Yeah.
is
He's
a
only
life
begging.
bencher. Is a
Like,
life bencher.
and this is not the first time, right? This is not the. It's not like this is the most alarming thing that we have done to break the law.
No.
Nigeria has shot a citizen. I don't think there's anything more treasonous than shooting your citizen. You cannot. It's like when I said that, like, if the biggest lie they can tell you is that someone ate money, after that, any other lie is below it. It's the same thing I feel about shooting your citizen. Like, every other thing you can do that is considered treason and against the law is under killing your citizen. There's no other crime you can commit that can
The the
outdo
the
that.
events leading up to them opening fire is when you hear people in the background say, "No, hold the flag. They don't fit shoot you if you hold flag. They don't fit shoot." I say, for real,
That is the biggest.
is
That's the death
crazy,
of the constitution right there.
and and people open fire. I still get goosebumps every time I remember 2010, 2020. It was
I say really, no fit open fire if you hold flag.
yes.
Wow.
So if you listen to
Yeah,
was it the video? Yeah. So no,
They
the
no,
video.
no, they
accept.
don't fit shoot you. Just hold your flag. I was like, now wow. And then you just say
Mm.
bang, grrr. See, anyways.
So,
Well, as there's no repercussion for bad behavior in Nigeria, it will continue. Let's move to Tiara, your friend. You want to
mm.
take this up?
No, I don't. Please don't be saying it in public. Oh. I just got to beg you. My life is short. That's it. I just got to. I'm not a billionaire. When I see anything, there's
You're
no
not
60 year in my vein.
unbelievably
There's
liquid.
more unbelievably liquid. Please,
Uh,
I'm still
uh,
trapping. I'm still
Okay,
arranging my
your
life.
Tiara, your acquaintance, the unbelievably
I
liquid
don't have
Ezra.
acquaintances. I
Ah,
don't associate with.
with such.
that's still an ongoing
It's a
series.
court. We cannot talk about it.
Oh well, so
My dear,
I
see,
wouldn't. I don't.
this issue, these things are hard. No, it's hard. Let me just tell you that these things, human being is hard. Being a human being is hard. I don't know why you're.
So we cool down. Let me speak. So this is how I see it. It's not everything that a person tweets that he or she would have done.
Mm.
That is the first thing. Some people have, so it's like this. There are two ways to look at it. One, if this person might have a really warped sense of humor or what he considers
Uh-huh.
humor, and what he tweets will show that. That does not mean that he or she does that. Number
Uh-huh.
two, the person might be doing exactly what he or she tweets, and that's the second possibility. However, we don't know which one is which. But people are going with the second that whatever you tweet is how you
It's who
are.
you are. I don't
And
think that's the
I
only
don't
problem.
believe that.
I don't think
Well,
that's the only problem.
that's the first problem.
I don't think so. Like I also of like when I and Gigi talked about this, I'm like, he might just all these things is just banter. It might just be banter. Like, oh, I'm doing this because it's funny
Vibes
to
and
me.
inshallah.
Vibes and inshallah. And just in case it
Hmm.
might just be what they call that thing where
He
it's not
wanted to gain
satire,
traction
dark
at the
humor.
time.
It's just nonsense
Hmm.
behavior.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
But
Hmm.
also, um, because of how life has been, right?
Hmm.
If, for instance, there are things I used to believe when I was
Younger.
younger, like 2 years ago, right?
Hmm.
And I no longer hold those beliefs.
Boom.
And there are places that I put those things. I might have put it on Facebook. There are places that you go and see on Facebook. If you go and use someone to judge me, you
Yes.
enter it because you're no longer that person. However, I try to make an effort to ensure that whether, especially as you become more influential in life, not even influential like, oh, you're popular, just that people look up to you at this point in life. I try to go back and clear it because, like, now my nephew and my niece will see those things and will not understand the context in which I said those things
Hmm.
and think that, oh, if
Now, so
Auntie
this
Tara could
person be.
exactly if Auntie Tara can do this, then maybe that's what I should be thinking about.
Hmm.
And like you
Hmm.
owe that to people. And that's what I say about pastors too. Once you get into a place of influence and people follow you, you are now responsible for what you say. Because it's not just
Boom.
about what you believe, it's also the fact that people under you would believe those things without context.
Hmm.
Right. And so because he has climbed, it's not now he climbed the place of influence, right? Ezra has been influential for at least 6 years, to the best of my
Yeah,
knowledge.
at
I think it's
least half a
completely,
decade. Uh-huh.
if I think it's completely ridiculous that you have to wait for people to go back and look at your tweet to for you to delete them. I feel like these things should have been deleted immediately. You realize that now I'm influential. I can't make some stupid jokes. I can't even say some certain things anymore because of who I
That's
am.
true.
Yeah, but he didn't just say those things now. Those are from
Yeah, but
Yeah,
2011.
that's
it
what she
shouldn't be
said.
on
She should
his
have
it
Yeah.
should not be on
he
his
should have
ex.
purged
He should
them.
have purged those things. It's not now that we have open your bum bum, breeze and blow, family shall show you. Now come and start purging them. Because that doesn't there is no um due care in that. It's obvious that there is no due care in what you're doing.
I
And I will
get you.
hold you to that.
I get you, but how many people, like you said, life is hard. There's day-to-day living. So
I
I'll
do
not be
understand.
doing, I'm on, what did
Looking
I post
for
in 2011? Oh, let me go and
You,
start
you don't have to, right?
scrolling through.
He's the CTO of a billion-dollar company. I know he has PAs. I know he has people that do PR for him. These are things that you'd be like, okay, well, I, you go and look at where I'm exposed and help me. That's what your job is as a PR person.
Now, now, for other people in his position will do that now because of what has happened to Ezra. But before that, hey, he was just going. He doesn't
Yeah.
tweet much. He's just on his. If this thing with
Maki.
Amaka
Mm.
Maki spoke did not happen, nobody who was going through his posts to look
So
for
Yeah, that's the
anything.
thing. It's not
pause. Okay.
about who is looking at your poster. See, you're not doing it because people are looking at you. You're doing it
Mm.
because you owe people that are looking at you and following you and using you as their god. You owe them
He might have
some level
forgotten
of
he even
stand.
did any of this. Do you remember
And
what
I
he posted
agree.
in 2011?
No, but that's the thing. I do actually, because I go back every time and look at what, and even the things I posted last year, I'll go back and be like, is this a true representation of who I am now? And I'm not even
Are
a
you
popular. I
serious?
still, yeah, I do. I try to make sure that like the things that I say are a representation of me, are a representation of me. And that's why I'm
Mm,
very cautious about what I say. Because I'm like, somebody will listen to this podcast now and be thinking that I'm still the same person. I might not hold the same thoughts. And like,
mm,
and that's why I also try to give grace to people, that people can have different, they not like they change, they just can hold a different thought, and that's okay.
mhm.
And that's why like I don't really support counsel. Like if you are consistently stupid, then there's nothing we can do. But people can have a different thought on things. And it's not like I'm defending Ezra. It's just, if truly this is not who he is, right? He should have, because it wasn't one, it wasn't two, it wasn't three, it wasn't, there's no
It was
way
his
you
thought
will not
process at
know
the time.
that you have these things in 2011. It's not possible.
Some of the posts were actually disgusting. I was like
Yeah,
actually
it's not
made me
possible.
feel sick. Like there was one about, can you something about chewing your fingernails after
Yeah, I
sticking your
guess
finger.
so.
I was
Yeah,
like,
like it's like,
what kind of nauseating?
um,
Are you okay? This guy, and I just finished eating. What's wrong with you?
But
That
now,
was
right now, even those tweets, the comments under them as at that time, nobody cared. I don't think
no,
they garnered traction at that
no, they
time when he
wouldn't
said
see.
no. That's what I'm saying. Even at that time, to
Yeah,
tell
I'm
you,
saying
they tell you the level of, well, I say it's not depravity though, but people didn't even bother
no.
when he
So
tweeted
let
those
me give
things
you
at the time.
context. Let
he
me give you
wasn't
context.
this person
No,
then.
no,
It's
no,
not
no,
even that.
no. It's not even
It's not that.
about being this, but even okay. Would your reaction have been different if you had seen it in 2011?
Yes, it would have, but that's
Your
not even the
reaction would have
context I
been
want to give.
different
No, yes, my reaction would have might have been different.
to that
And
particular
let me
tweet.
explain. Let me explain.
Hmm.
First and foremost, Ezra is a software engineer, and he's not just a software engineer. Like, and I'm not. See, I'm not by
No,
any
well,
means
nobody say
justifying
you're.
the
Yeah.
nonsense.
Mhm.
Generally speaking, people that do a certain kind of work are expected to have some certain level of behavior. And there is a
Squine, squine.
popular behavior, not even scoring, is that they are socially awkward and they don't really understand social cues. And it's possible that at the time of his life, he was socially awkward and did not understand social cues. And the problem is that usually people will gravitate towards what they are. So the people that were also tweeting and following him to tweet are also of the lack of social graces, for lack of a better word. And now, because he's no longer just a technology person, he's now a business person. He's had to interact with. That's how I would see it. Now you've had to interact with other people and other spheres of life, and I'm assuming that you are learning some social graces. Like it's okay for you to, as a child, do nonsense. Like if a child is tweeting nonsense, to be fair, I'm like, this is just part of evolution. You will eventually have sense. Like
Mm,
I will see it now and be like, this person is a 2 year old, it's fine. And it's
mm,
possible that that was his life at that time. He was stupid. And maybe he did do those things. But even if he did do those things,
Okay.
aside from raping children or whatever,
Having that mindset, true.
having sex with the cat, it might have been whatever it is. It's not a crime. Oh, yeah,
Bestiality
whatever
is
the
not a
freak,
crime.
it's
I
not a
think
crime. It's not a crime in
bestiality.
Nigeria. It's a
Okay,
crime in other
well,
parts of the world. It's just not a crime in Nigeria.
yeah.
I don't want to believe he can even do. How would you get it in? I mean,
Let's not go there. You can't actually. You can't
no,
get
see,
it.
cats are, anyways. So my point is, you said something about why were the comments after that? No, one, he didn't have this much traction, so his tweets would not have a no how many people would have seen it.
And that's
And
the thing. But even the
picture
ones that
picture it
saw it,
today. Picture it today. You don't know this person. Somebody just tweets something. Will you tweet and say, "My friend, why you be tweeting this nonsense?"
yes,
You just
if it comes
yeah.
through my timeline, yes, I would respond.
I would not. I don't know you. I've never known you. I see this rubbish. Look at this idiot, and I'll scroll on to the next. I don't care. I would not put
Yeah,
any comment there.
but I
Do
think
you
the
get my
problem
point?
he's calling out is that people that actually did comment back in the days
You
didn't see a problem
you
with
didn't
it.
see a problem with it. All of a
And I've
sudden,
explained
That
why
was
they didn't
something.
have a problem with it. You will gravitate to just your own people. And see, to be
Well,
honest, you will gravitate. You If I believe something, there's a high chance that people around me believe, and that's why like exposure and like moving out of your circle is very important, because truly you are like the average of the five people that are closest to you. So whoever is commenting, you wouldn't see it. I wouldn't see. Yeah, that's not true. I'm sorry. I might have seen it. And you wouldn't see it. We won't see it because people are not in a circle. And it might even be an insider joke for for all the people in the circle, and they understand what they are saying, right? And that's how they took it. But yeah, that's why they can comment that we are not seeing, because they have the insight, they have context.
Mm.
Mm.
But
But
I
yeah,
want to go in that direction. Now, this lady that dropped the how it's called
Maki.
the is it Ezra files?
files.
The
Yeah.
Mm.
Ezra
Yes,
files.
Epstein's
Even
file.
Ruben Abati called it the Ezra
Oh,
files,
really?
the Olubi files.
Oh,
I
really?
didn't know.
Okay.
The discussion arise. I didn't. I was like, "What? You know this?" But anyways, that's by the by.
Okay. Now, has she? All this was because of $55,000 that they say she should repay.
That's not true. You
Actually, that
see,
was it.
no, so that can be what is dead. Like I said, being a human being is complex, right? And people do things in complexities of the emotions that you feel. You don't exactly know where her own head. I'm not justifying what she's doing again, but you don't know what her headspace was when she dropped that. You don't know what he did to her. He might just come out and say it's just 55K, but maybe that 55K is the compilation of things. And I'm saying this because
It was the
that's
last
how I
straw.
also feel. It was the last straw. That's how I also am. If you do one thing, it might just be that you didn't put water in my cup and I'm overreacting, and you'll be like, it's just what I didn't put in your cup. But like you don't know that over the last 10 years,
An accumulation of stuff.
it's an accumulation of things. And people react. And it might not even be that, it might just be like a traumatic experience. It could be anything, because emotions are very difficult to explain. Generally. And once emotions have entered, it have complicated the matter. And since they were feeling together,
It's
emotions were
still
there.
an evolving story
I hope
because
she pays the 55K first anyway.
well, it's
Wow.
still an evolving story because yesterday she said, "Oh, there was one other stuff that she didn't mention the violence before," and I was and people were like, People now pulled up her tweets where she said, "Oh, and Ezra treated her like an egg throughout. He was very loving, caring, gentle throughout her stay." So people were like, "Well, here you are
Yeah.
saying
Mhm.
this, and now that you've
Wait,
brought out
you want
God,
to write a
Mallet,
book?
everything, you're now saying there's violence. So which is it? So it's I
Was an
mean,
You can be violent
evolving.
against an egg now. You've not beaten an
well,
egg before.
Well,
and
that
yeah,
to make
and
omelets,
it's
you have to be violent.
that's not to say that there was no violence.
Yeah.
There might have been, but maybe he was also loving, and it's
And that's
crazy.
all these
It's
things. They
complex.
were, but even in
Yes.
life, you can't always be loving. Even the sea,
Mm,
sometimes it's calm, sometimes it's turbulent.
mm.
All
The sea
this
is
is
always
just,
turbulent.
all this is
But it's
just,
calm sometimes as well. So
it's just,
it's a complex thing,
it's just
and
stuff
they've
went wrong. We're not there, and that's it's just unfortunate. Something went
I don't think it's
wrong at it.
unfortunate. I think
Something went
it's a call
wrong.
to action for everybody. You
It's I wouldn't
see,
say it's a call to action.
it is a call to
Something
action.
went wrong. Okay, how about all this? The whole ladies in that arc,
so
the
what
whole
happened?
ladies in that arc,
The whole
the
thing started
feminist ladies
spiraling.
in the arc, they haven't said anything. Not one of them has
No, they
come
That
out to
have.
doesn't,
say.
but
That's
like I
what I'm
said,
saying.
you don't expect
Not
them to
one,
say
no,
anything.
no, but not
Why
one
are you
of them
expecting them to
has
say
come
nothing?
out to say that, oh, Ezra was a bad person.
Why do you
Not
want them
any
to
of
say
them.
that Ezra is a
No,
man? Why
that's
do
what
you
I'm
need
saying.
to
That's
have
no,
to be
it's not.
collaborated?
No, no, no. It's not about whether they're corroborating what she's saying. What I'm trying to say is that to some people, he was a saint.
We don't know that.
Mhm.
The fact that they've not come out to say anything doesn't mean that it was a
Well,
saint.
silence is
You
consent.
No, silence is not consent. Silence is
Okay.
not consent in any way at all. If yes is
Okay.
not yes, assume no. And silence is the
Well, that's
opposite
true.
of
But
consent.
anyway, really, a whole lot of things have happened. Now it has gone sour. People are coming out and saying this, that, and the other. Maybe she will get a book out of it. But
You're making it
the
sound
young
like
man,
no, she's doing this for like monetary purposes.
she's doing it for
See,
clout, actually.
you don't know
Because,
that.
okay,
You're
what
just
does
sitting
this
down
do?
here and
What
judging
does this do?
everybody.
No,
As
no, but
how
what does this do for the full
you
discussion?
in
she
this
might.
call, you and I, we've established that human beings are complex,
Of course,
right?
Mhm.
yes.
Sitting down here and thinking that things are in black and white, if she's doing this, it must be for this, is ridiculous, first and foremost.
She,
Because it could be from a place of hurt that she did that thing. And you're here saying she wants clout, she does not want clout. Things spiral
it,
out.
it might
Mhm.
also be that she actually believes that he's a bad person that needs to be
Exactly.
stopped.
Mm.
So because from outside looking in, like this podcast. So the way she started, the way this thing just started was she had that slight disagreement with, she tweeted something that she had taken her wife's last name and oh, that is good. And then one person from their circle said, no, that's not good. Da, 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 da. Da. She probably said, no, I don't like how you approached me on that. Then from there, it just started. And then the next time she came back out was when she said, oh, so and so. And then the Ezra song. So she didn't name him. Then it just progressed from there. And then it just started getting, and people were like, huh? And it just started, the belly just started showing small, small. The belly just started showing small. I
it's
remember, what's
it's
going on
it's
here?
just
And
uh,
it's,
it's well it's quite it's interesting.
but she's
Polycule, I
tough.
don't
Oh,
even know. No,
she's
she's
tough.
of
The
course
way she, the, I don't know if you saw the video of her chats with that girl that she released with what's that one of the
Polyco.
people in the Ozzy.
Ozzy.
I was
Okay,
like,
Ozie, tell me.
how do you go and chronicle and put you're a very dangerous person. You and somebody have had chats for years, and
and
then because you have beef with that person,
you want to blow up
you now
everything.
say, you know what, I'm gonna
I'm going to
slam
lit. I'm going to lit a
everything
man.
up. Everything
I'm
up.
scorching
I'm
earth.
gonna I'm gonna press red button. It's go on red button. And this I say now, wow, everybody is getting it. Nobody, I'll get it too. And this is full. I'm
Scorching earth.
taking, yeah,
Yeah,
scorched earth. You motherfuckers looking for me? Well, here I am. Now you're coming with me. And you're gonna blow everybody up and everything up. And this was like, oh,
it's
more,
going
see
real
who we're associating
kamikaze.
with.
As in
Yeah,
going real kamikaze. So
it's wild.
like T
It's
has
wild.
said, she must have been going through a lot. Nigeria will make you go
Mm.
through a lot. So
But she doesn't live in Nigeria, though.
she
But
doesn't.
then she's Nigerian. No, no, lives in Yankee now.
Oh, she's in the States now. Oh, really? I
Mm.
didn't know. Okay. So she followed Ezra to New York. Okay.
She didn't follow him to New York.
No,
She's
no.
staying.
Ezra
I
came to
know.
meet her.
Yeah, I
Exactly.
know,
Exactly.
I know, I know. Don't eat me
Unbelievably
now.
liquid.
I say, when you talked about that unbelievably liquid, that like, okay, um, who would have
Mm.
known?
Every
God one
everybody
day,
get
oh, God
problem.
when. Mm.
Exactly. They say God
Mm.
when unbelievably liquid. You don't know that that one self has his own issues with allegedly
Yeah.
cats and
Thankfully, they've
fingernails.
suspended him and they're expecting
No,
like the full
swift
investigation.
action. It's a foreign
Mm.
company. We were talking about it, and you said, okay, yes, they would try to distance themselves from it, and yeah, swift action. Now that bears on Nigeria's issue. Akpabio and Apoti. Till now, nothing.
We're still here.
We're still here. Nothing.
What were you
So
expecting to happen, please?
that's what
But
it's
that's
a
crazy. That's a
because
crazy
it's the same thing.
comparison. Yeah.
It's the
hmm
same
hmm
thing,
hmm
and
hmm
It's
everybody
not.
has just.
I don't think it's fair to even say that it's the same thing.
It's
This
the
girl has
same
not come
thing.
out. No, it's not the same thing. I did not harass this girl.
Well, she hasn't
It's
come out
just
with
allegedly.
proof. Yeah,
No,
well,
she just said allegedly. Like it's just alleging that the things he says, the things he did. In this situation, this person harassed somebody that is his subordinate constantly with proof, and
Who?
then
No,
try
I
to
haven't
take
seen
her
any proof of
office.
that. Too.
She did now. She gave proof
no,
also.
she
Like,
didn't give proof. No,
No,
she
wait,
just
hold
For the
on.
said she
subordinate
was.
Yans.
No, hold on. So not the Yans. I'm saying Akpabio and
Yes,
Akpoti.
yeah,
She-
Akpabio and
Ak-
Apoti.
When Akpoti alleged that he harassed her,
Mm-hmm,
Akpabio sued her for defamation of character. They both went to court, right?
mm-hmm.
And she showed proof that he actually did allege her. I'm
Which
sorry,
proof
he
did she
did
show?
because at the end of the court session, like she didn't show the public the proof. I'm saying they went to court.
Yeah,
Court
they went to
determined that
court.
her allegations were not lies, and so she wasn't defaming his character, and so she needed to pay a fee. Okay, what was the court ruling? Because I don't know if you were done for what was the
What was
court
the
ruling
court
after the
ruling?
hospital?
She was suspended. The court said that no, she shouldn't be suspended and should be reinstated. Senate
No, they
didn't.
asked her to pay a fee. So they went to court for a couple of things. She was suspended and they didn't have any right to suspend her. But also, Apabio sued her for defamation of character. I hope you remember that part.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was her.
Yes.
I
Now,
don't think they've ruled on that yet.
they did. Let's go and read it.
So I pulled up the judgments that I could see, and let me do a little read here. Fabio versus Apoti. Premium Times. Here we go. 14th July of 2025. Akpabio appeals judgment on Akpoti Uduaha suspension. The Senate President, Godswill Akpabio, has approached the Federal Court of Appeal to challenge the Federal High Court judgment that invalidated the suspension of Natasha Akpoti Uduaha. The court had declared the 6-month suspension unconstitutional, excessive, and a violation of the senator's constituents' rights to representation. In a notice of cross appeal dated 11 July, Mr. Akpabio, through his lead counsel, is asking the appellate court to nullify that judgment, describing it as erroneous and a gross miscarriage of justice. The cross appeal by the Senate President comes just 2 days after Mrs. Akpoti Uduaha filed an appeal at the Court of Appeal to challenge the 5 million naira fine imposed on her by the same court. The fine was part of a contempt ruling issued by the court's judge, Binta Nyaku, who found the senator guilty of civil contempt over a satirical Facebook post made while her case against the Senate was still ongoing. So that's why they fined her, because she posted something on Facebook, not because of any other thing. So